Hi. So we are now going to cover the holdings analysis section in the fund research. Holdings analysis section is a very unique, very different kind of a section, which is typically not being covered by the other softwares, and also the use case is very different. Like I said, so think of it like this: that using the fund navigator, fund comparison, you've arrived at a few selected funds of yours, recommended funds of yours that you've chosen them and you've kept it under the favorite funds. Uh, and you're tracking those funds very well, and you've also tracked the fund manager, all of those activities that you've done. But over a period of time, you would want to know that what are the real portfolio changes that are happening to this particular fund, or any fund for that matter. That is where holdings analysis comes into picture under the holding stats. Okay, the screen is actually showing the holding stats of Access Large and Mid Cap. You can search for any fund over here, and what the data is showing you is sort of just let me explain. This period is something again that you can change. This is from October 2025 to March 2026. For Access Large and Mid Cap, the net inflow, the actual money that the fund manager received, which is purchase minus redemption, is 442 crores. That is one data point. And the most important data point is that what is that the fund manager was actually doing with this kind of an inflow over this time period, which is from October 2025 to March 2026. He was able to buy, or rather he could buy 15 different stocks which are a new entries into the portfolio, and we're listing down the stocks here: multi commodity, BSA limited, etc., etc. And there were 24 exits, complete exits, exits. And then there were two intra period. Now this is what they bought and sold the stock during the same period, which is October 2025 to March 2026, which is that period of 5 months. Within that 5 months, they bought and sold these two stocks, which essentially means that the fund manager didn't have too much of a conviction getting into this particular stock. And I'm sure that you would know that what is the implication of having many securities under intra period. The portfolio turnover ratio will be very high, right? And similarly, the funds, the stocks in which they increase the exposure, decrease the exposure. So it's a very detailed, deep dive into the portfolio. We strongly recommend that you sort of check out the holdings analysis before you start making the final recommendation of putting that into your portfolio. You sort of get to know that what is the kind of momentum that the fund is having, by attracting the money. And like I said, it is, let's say for example, if you want to just do it for a period of June to March, which is like 9 months period, the data is available to you. And the good part is you also get to see the top 10 holdings right, in the last 1 year. So that is also available over here. So anytime before making the final recommendations, our final take, or rather our recommendation is to sort of check out the holdings analysis, go by this particular fund name over here, see the data, and then make a very informed decision. Get in touch with us if you have any queries on the holdings analysis. Thank you so much for watching.